I'm just checking out because I was on my live talking to these people about, you know, they work for the prison. I was just checking to see if you work for the prison. Now, you ever been on my live?
No, I'm not. But where are you from? Because you have a very country accent.
Oh, you got on here calling me country and everything. I'm from Tennessee.
I live in Tennessee. What part are you from?
Oh yeah, I'm from Springfield. I'm from Springfield, Tennessee. Where you at in Springfield?
Oh,
where you at in Tennessee?
I'm in Clarksville.
Ah, you 30? Don't go to Springfield.
I'm right there. I'm a
Where you at? Where you at out there? You by the Army base?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I was born in Clarksville.
This is not your real accent. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I was born in Clarksville. That's when I escaped out of jail. That's where I got caught at, in Clarksville. You know what the slab at?
This what we about to play these games. This is what we about to do. This is what we about to do.
Oh, you ain't never been on my.
This is what we're about to do. Okay.
Oh, you ain't never been on my page.
No, I'm never.
Here we go. This is my book right here. This a newspaper clipping. I escaped out of the jail. I got caught in Clarksville, Tennessee.
No.
That's a true story. True story. That's me. Right here in the newspaper clip. If I can show it to you, it'll show you I got caught in Clarksville back in 2010. It's a true story.
Doing what?
Yeah, you ain't never been on. Nah, I got arrested in 2007 for special aggravated robbery, special aggravated kidnapping, first degree premeditated murder. I escaped out of the jail and I got arrested July. I escaped September. I got caught in Clarksville. Why you making that face for?
Oh, I didn't feel my face. I didn't feel my face making the face. I'm supposed to.
Hey, well look,
do a reset.
Let me give you a. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Charity.
Charity. It was nice to meet you, Charity. I'm Joe T.
Okay. I'm not understanding what's going on. Okay. Let's hold up. One, your accent doesn't match your face. Okay. Joe T doesn't match how I would I like Joseph. Okay, cool. Like Joey, Jamal, James. But I'm so confused by everything. I'm kidnapping. Attempted who? What's going on?
It's a lot of people on here saying you didn't believe me. But look, check this out. See, before that though, I was in and out of trouble pretty much my whole life. I mean, you name it. That's what my page is based on. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta control my face, y'all. Okay, go.
No, don't control your face, because we all getting a good laugh about this. We all getting a good laugh about this. But look, now the person that it was something we all grew up together. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a little story, Rick. Let me give you a story, because you sound like this might really blow your mind. You know what I'm saying? One of my homeboys ended up getting into it with somebody. You know what I'm saying? He tried to shoot the dude, and the bullet ricocheted and hit this girl in the neck. It didn't kill her though. So he was on the run, and when I was staying in Clarksville, he asked to come stay with me. Make a long story short, he asked me to, go down there and rob somebody, which we was all living like that. So we went down there and somebody ended up getting shot and passed away. That wasn't the plan. And two of us ended up going to prison. It was 4 of us, 2 of us ended up going to prison. And while I was waiting to go to prison, I escaped out of jail. And that was in 2007. And then I got out. I've been out 4 years. I got out in 2017. Yeah, I wrote a book about
it. Plug the book. I got it. Book plug. Okay. But so how old are you?
I'm 33. I'll be 34.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
I'm so confused.
What you confused about?
What is happening right now? Hold up. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the story how I heard it. The little snippet you told me, I'm gonna tell you how I heard it.
Hey, what's up?
So yeah, like me and the boys down there, shot with somebody got shot, bullet ricochet, hit girl in the neck. Then 4 people, 2 went to jail. I escaped, wrote a book. Here I am.
But listen, you ain't even. But check this part out though. Check this part out. When I went
to shade in the neck, gotta do.
Listen to this though. When I went to prison, Charity, me, my daddy, and my brother was at the same prison. Me and my brother was in the cell together. Blood brother, same mama, same daddy. My daddy got moved to another prison because he got caught selling narcotics in the penitentiary. Me and my brother, listen to this though, listen to this. Me and my brother ended up getting a fight in the cell. I beat him up, almost killed him. My brother went home. I got moved to the prison where my daddy was at. Y'all look at her face while I'm talking to her, because this is hilarious.
I'm so sorry.
Listen. I leave that prison, go back to another prison where my daddy was. Me and my daddy was in the cell together for about 5 or 6 months. But that ain't the end of the story. While I was there, I started going with the correctional officer, the police officer, the lady who worked our unit. I ended up getting engaged to a little Indian junkie, about yay tall, you know what I'm saying, little nice little body, you know. This is a true story.
Oh my God, I can't control it.
Listen,
whatever, keep going.
This is a true story though. I was going with the police officer. They found out about it. They ended up moving me. They separated me and my daddy. Me and my dad. I go to another prison. Guess who at this prison?
Your brother.
Nah, my brother gone home.
Your dad.
Nah, my daddy brother, my uncle.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my daddy brother now, he doing 75 years, but see this what the story, you know what I'm saying, it kind of take a turn. But before I went to prison, let me give you this, because you think that was something, that wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I got molested when I was like 8 or 9 years old by a family member. You know what I'm saying? After that, by the time I was 18 years old, listen to what I'm finna say, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I slept with almost 100 women by the time I was 18 years old. In and out of juvie from 14 all the way up to 18. Caught attempted murder charge when I was 17. But you straight? You good?
I'm listening.
I know you wasn't expecting this. You probably wasn't expecting this. You know what I'm saying? I was in and out of juvie. First time I went to juvie, I was in 5 months, 5 days. Left, got out, stayed out a couple of months. Went back in for stealing cars. Did 10 months. Got out. Went back in for attempted murder. Shot a man 3 times with an AK-47. Got out, stayed out 8 months. Then I went back in for the special aggravated robbery, special aggravated kidnapping, first degree premeditated murder.
Time out before you go any further on this rap sheet, because something is not making. Okay, this is what's not making sense. How do you almost kill someone and not be in jail?
Okay, this how that happened. I'm finna give you the story, cause I'm a storyteller too, if you didn't know. But this is a true story though.
Well, I need you to just tell me that part. I need the summary, the spark note on the part of how you're not still in jail. Okay, that's what I need to.
Okay, so I went to see the. Okay, so boom, look, check this out. So I'm going to see the plug one day. I was a dope boy too. I was going to get a nine piece. You don't know what a 9 piece is? That's 252 grams. 252 grams.
I don't need to know all that.
I was just messing with you. I was just messing with you. But look. So I'm going to see the plug. I go re-up one day. I get back. My girl was asking me to get her something. I didn't have time to go get it. So she get mad and she claimed that she flushed my dope down the toilet. At that point, you know what I'm saying, I was already on the run for ain't no telling at the time. I got upset. I went to the house, grabbed the gun, put the gun in her face. She spit on me. Well, she tried to anyway. And when she tried to spit on me, I was like, you know what, you're going to read about me. I had already got into it with this dude. And at the time, my gal supposed to have been messing with my best friend at the time. So I grabbed the AK-47. If you don't know what that is, you know what I'm saying, it's an assault rifle. Well, look, I grabbed the AK-47. I go turn the block. I see the dude I got into it with. I let off about 60 rounds. Hit him 3 times. Hit him 3 times. One in the back, one in the arm, and one in the butt. After that, I come around and I ended up seeing my homeboy too. I shoot at my homeboy. He swerved off the road. After that, I go on a high-speed chase. While I'm on the high-speed chase, the car run out of gas. I jump out of the car. I take out running. I get away from the police. But by the time I jumped the fence, my second fence, my whole body decided to shut down. I thought I was paralyzed because I could think, but I wouldn't nothing move on me. So that's how they ended up catching me. When they caught me, they put me in the ambulance, take me to the hospital, and they was asking what was wrong with me. And I was like, I just can't move. And they said I was low on potassium. So they gave me some bananas, gave me some water, and at that time, they was rolling in the dude who they said that I had shot. So the dude, so the police asked the dude, they was like, is this the man who shot you right here? And he was like, nah, I don't know who shot me. So I raised up and I said, look, I'm finna go on and get up out of here then. And they was like, nah, you even go nowhere. We got the guns in the car, and we know you shot him. You was the only person in the car. I was like, I don't know who else was in the car. I wasn't the one who shot him. But I ended up going to jail. I was a juvenile when I caught the case. When I caught that case, I escaped too. This was my second time escaping. I was on the news. This was the first time I was on the news. Second time I escaped. When I escaped, I turned 18. I'm probably losing. I was 17 when I caught the charge. I escaped. I turned 18 on the run. And I had a rental car that had went past the rental date, so they hit me with a theft charge when I was 18. So they bound me over on the yeah, it's a lot going on now. It's
you saying shit you said.
Hey, listen.
What the hell? No, you ain't about to do this to me. Okay, here you go. Got it. Boom, in the hospital, dude say, don't know who shot you. Like, shit, let me go. But they like, shit, we know it was you. Like, I don't know who it was. So, boom, what the rental car got to do with a death charge?
The rental car, this what the rental car, the rental car, I was 17 when I caught the charge. I escaped on the attempted murder charge from Juvie. I played crazy in Juvie. That's a whole nother story. I played crazy. I end up escaping. When I escaped, I turned 18 while I was on the run. So I'm no longer a juvenile. And the car that I had, I got from a junkie. It went past the rental date. They charged me with theft because now the car has been reported stolen. So when they catch me, they charge me as an adult for the stolen car. That's the reason why I didn't go back to juvie. I went to jail. While I was in jail on the theft charge, they ended up bounding me over on the attempted murder charge as an adult. You follow me now? Instead of charging.
Hell no, I'm still lost from the. Okay, I got it. But no, you ain't explain this shit right, because my whole thing is if you escape and you get caught, your ass supposed to be in jail now. I'm confused as how you out and about and stuff now. I need to know why you not in jail.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Have you ever heard of the police breaking the law as well?
But that's not what we're talking about. You breaking the law and you admitting to the laws you have broken. So why are you not in jail?
That's the point I'm finna make. It's called due process. If the police if the police arrest me for something and they break the law to arrest me for it, they evidence are no longer good. You feel what I'm saying? It's called fruit of the poisonous tree. If the police pull me over for something, search my car and didn't have a search warrant, and I go to jail for it, I get a lawyer and he say, oh, that was an illegal search and seizure. Everything that they found in the car, they can't hold it against me. I walk, I'm a free man. That's what happened on my murder case, basically. When they arrested me, they did a bunch of stuff they ain't have no business doing. So by the time 3 years passed, while I'm waiting to go to trial on this stuff, they couldn't use the evidence that they had. So I ended up getting 10 years on a murder case, on a murder, kidnapping, and a robbery.
Okay, listen. You ain't about to play with my fucking.
It's the truth. I'm telling the truth.
Okay, I get that's the truth, but it's a truth on the technicality. The point is, you did it.
I never said I didn't. I said.
Okay, I got a question, and I feel like everybody thinking this right now. Are you on the run from something right now?
Nah, I'm legit. You go through my page. I travel the world right now.
And you explained this story from start to finish the same way you explained it to me, because I know they lost.
If you on the live and you want to get the book, listen, go to jtb3.org and get the book. jtb3.org, the book right now. You can get it on physical copy, you can get an ebook, and you can get it in the audio version. And I'm finna drop the next book about the 4 years I've been home at the end of the month. We're gonna drop it in the morning for pre-orders.
So I have a question. So what made you change and not be like?
That's a good question.
In all of that.
Well, while I was in prison, not only was I doing what I was doing, I was also affiliated too. I was GD. I was in an organization. But my last 2.5 years when I got to the prison where my uncle was, he had changed his life and gave his life to Christ. So after watching him, I was like, you know what, I done tried everything else, why not? You know what I'm saying? And I started studying the word, you know what I'm saying, which to me is the best part of the book. I started studying the word, and I decided, you know what I'm saying, to give that a try. And after I did that, I figured, why not put my testimony in the book to show people, you know what I'm saying, everything that I've been through and how I came out on the positive end. Most dudes I know that's lived the way that I live, you don't make this turn, not to this degree, you know what I'm saying? They ended up either going back or just, you know what I'm saying, jumping back in the street. Yep. And what's up? Do y'all see this girl face though?
No, it's listen. I was confused from the jump. The accent threw me off. So everything after that, you know what? I'm gonna just have to Google it to get the start to finish with all the details in between, because yes, it was a good yes.
I just followed you too. Follow me back too. Everybody who ain't following me, follow me. Everybody who ain't following her, hit the follow button.
So, okay, you travel. What you do? You tell your story.
I do, well, I had slowed up on public speaking, to be honest. I had slowed up on public speaking, but I do public speaking, you know what I'm saying? Of course, churches, events, any of that, you know what I'm saying? And then I be traveling, doing stuff with my book, you know what I'm saying? I got a merch line too. It's called Okay So Boom. If you ain't never seen that if you ain't never seen my page, I got a merch.
Oh, it's the Okay So Boom. Ricochet.
Yeah, it's a whole brand out here. It's a big deal out here. It's a whole brand. But yeah, that ain't there it is. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. I just try to encourage people, give people some hope, give people some inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people in the day and time that we living in now, sometimes it's hard for people to see the Most High. It's hard for people to believe. A lot of people ain't seen the manifestation of God in their life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I have. You know, I know I have. And not just because he pulled me out of what I've been through. I'm talking about the change of my character, my personality. You know what I'm saying? All of that. You know what I'm saying? Which is most important, because the Bible speak on the fruits of the Spirit, the love, the joy, the peace, the kindness, the gentleness, and self-control. You know what I'm saying? And that stuff is way more important than the tangible things. A lot of people will look at people's success and credit that as blessings from God. And sometimes that ain't necessarily what that means. You got to look at a person's character. That's what the word talk about. And that's how you can test the Spirit with the Spirit, not by what people have. You trying to figure out if you blessed by having the same car as your neighbor, or the same house as your neighbor, being able to dress and wear the same kind of clothes as your neighbor and stuff. You don't miss the blessings and you don't miss the blessings of the Most High. And so that's really what I try to, you know what I'm saying, paint the picture of, you know what I'm saying, more than anything. Everything that I went through, what I needed, you know what I'm saying, in me was the fruits of the Spirit. I didn't need to be fresh and big boy car. I can have it if I wanted to, but it's more important. It was the character. It was the things that in me that need to be changed. If you don't change the inside of you, it ain't nothing.
So I have a question. This is no shade. This is in all seriousness, right? Did you struggle to forgive yourself for the things you've done in your past?
Certain things, not all of them. Some things. Some things I have to still forgive myself. It's a level of sometimes I have to remind myself that that's the past, or that I have to forgive myself over. Some things was easier than others. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot of things. Like I didn't tell you, like it's a certain part of this book, you know what I'm saying? It was a girl that got pregnant at the same time. I was supposed to have 2 kids on the way when I was 15 or 16 years old. And one of them, I didn't want her to be my child because, for one, I didn't want the mother of my child to know, because that was my high school sweetheart. And I almost killed this girl. I made her drink bleach. I almost killed her. That's in the book too. If you ain't got the book, jtb3.org. Y'all see the look on her face? But look, but I struggle with certain things more than others. But I have to remind myself that, you know what I'm saying, of who the Most High is and what he is to me. and the works of the enemy, the tricks of the enemy, the craftiness of the enemy. You know what I'm saying? I never chose that life. That life chose me. I chose, and I got just deeper and deeper sucked into it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have no regrets. I ain't ashamed. I ain't embarrassed of none of the things that I done did. And it's another night, like, I ain't even gonna say that. I ain't even gonna say that part because it'll really mess you up. But it's certain things I struggle with harder than others, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I can't ask for nothing more than the life that I got right today.
I just need to make sure I'm seeing things clearly. You what? Okay.
You ain't heard nothing though. The little stuff you hear right now, I mean, they significant. I ain't gonna call them little, but
yes, they are significant.
This book 258 pages long. I only told you 2 or 3 things.
Oh, but listen, I'm not here to, you know what? I'm not here for all. I'm just saying the book. I got it. The 2 or 3 things you done told me almost took me out of here because I don't know. I don't know. That's just a lie. That's a lie to take.
Oh, look at this. Look at this right here though. Check this out. You see? Can you see that?
I see.
Yeah, them cuts on my wrist. That happened when I got arrested back in 2007. When I was fighting the case, you know what I'm saying? Kind of losing it, desperate, you know what I'm saying? I can't say that I was actually suicidal, but I was going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's so much I could tell you. I was taking 23 psychotropic meds a day on maximum security. You don't know what maximum security is. That's 23 and 1. I sit in the cell for 23 hours a day, get out 1 hour a day. You know what I'm saying? But
do you think you think that you deserve that, right? Like you deserve maximum security.
Do I believe I deserved it?
Yeah.
Looking back at it, I don't think nobody deserved it. You want me to tell you why?
Please educate me.
Because the law does not care nothing about your background. The law does not care about nothing about how you was raised. The only thing the law care about is if you broke it. The way that I was raised and the things that I went through, I was already going through traumatic experiences by the time I was 5 or 6 years old. The environment that I come from, the people that I was around, the law does not care nothing about that. I never chose that. So by the time you get arrested for doing the stuff that the only stuff that you know how to do, the only type of people that you around, by the time they arrest you, they don't care nothing about that. And as I'm sitting back here on maximum security, knowing that I could be this person that I am today, I just didn't have the right people around me. I didn't have the right resources. I didn't have the right example. I didn't have the right people. I knew I could always be this. I just didn't have no grooming around me. So by the time I'm sitting on maximum security feeling like I didn't want to waste my life. I didn't want to throw my life away. But you got guards who walking by looking like, oh, you deserve this. You have no idea who I am. You don't know. I didn't ask my mama to bring me into this world. I didn't ask to get molested. I didn't ask for my mama to date the biggest dope boy in the city that influenced me and my brother to start selling dope. I didn't ask my daddy to be a jack boy and whatever else he chose to be. And then I didn't ask all my uncles and everybody I didn't ask for this. So by the time...
Okay, but hold up. I get what you didn't ask for. But there's like accountability for the things that you did. Mine is what you didn't ask for because we not on that. That's being dismissive to the fact of the matter of the things of what you did.
No,
so you
I never
have asked for it. I get that point, but the accountability part, you can't dismiss it because of that. Like
I accept responsibility for everything I did.
So my question still remains: do you really don't believe for the things that you did, not the things that you didn't ask for? You don't believe you deserve maximum security?
I don't believe. I know when you sit on maximum security for 2 years and 3 months like I did, I was there. I watched people kill themselves who didn't. I watched people cut their genitals off. I watched people slit their throat. I watched people swallow batteries and swallow razors because they could not handle it. 23 and 1 is inhumane to a human being. I don't care what you done. When you sit back there and you treat people the way you treat them, you won't bring them their meds. They can't call their family. I understand I broke the law. I understand you want to snatch away my rights. It's the way you treat a person. And then you don't care nothing about who this person was that created this person's perspective, this person's mindset. You don't put nothing in place, no programs, no organizations, nothing at all. As soon as this person do something, the one thing you want to do is lock him up. He's an animal. But look at who I am though. Look at who I am. That was never who I was. I made a choice. I messed up and made a choice. It was never who I was. You want to credit that to say that's who I am? No, that's not the truth. That's not the truth.
To your maybe I don't understand the whole murder story, but to me personally, like if I take someone's life, I deserve whatever the fuck the max is. I deserve it. They're no longer here. They're no longer breathing on this earth. They don't get to experience anything good nor bad. So for me, I don't know the full story. So there's I don't know the full story of that. So to me, if you telling me, oh, I didn't deserve that and a whole life is from this earth due to your hand, like I don't understand the logic of you saying that you didn't.
Okay, I'm gonna try to go deeper in.
So I need to understand the story because maybe I'm
now when you say what's up, Dip? As I said, he did 17 and a half. He was in there for a murder case too. But check this out. You say he free now too. He free now too. But check this out.
Too much going on.
Check this out. When you sitting in it's plenty of remorse for what I done. I'm not dismissing what happened, but I'm gonna take myself back to the ways of the street first and foremost. The life that we chose, all of us, it come with that. So your perspective and how you looking at it, we didn't view it that way. Now when you say somebody lost their life, you deserve to be. Where I'm from, Springfield, it's this big. You have a community of nothing but people. Majority of the people living a certain type of way. That is all we know. We ain't none of us saying we don't understand or take responsibility for what's going on and what we done. We saying by the time we stand in front of a judge, by the time they say lock him up, they don't care nothing about the background, how you was raised, how your mind has been shaped. Most people if you grew up in a 2-parent home, or you grew up, if it was a single parent home and you had good parents or you had good people, good upbringing and all this stuff, we talking a different ball game versus me. I came out of the womb with a bad hand. That's it. And then you will say, but that happened. Do you think I wanted that? No. If I stand before the judge, they don't care nothing about that. They don't care. Do you think I wanted that?
And I'm telling you that I understand that side, but at the end of the day, right? There's a blanket statement that we all grow up with, which is right or wrong. You know, don't lie, don't steal, don't kill, don't cheat, right? It's like a blanket understanding of what's bad, right?
Yeah.
So even though that's the hand you was dealt, you knew this shit ain't right. You see what I'm saying? Like,
no, I didn't. That is
is bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't say you didn't know that what you was doing was wrong, because you did.
If you read my book, I testify to this every church I go to. I honestly believed with all my heart, Charity, everybody was living how I lived. I felt like everybody was robbing. I felt like everybody was selling dope. I felt like everybody had shot somebody. I felt like everybody was toting guns. I'm telling you, that's how deep I was into the life. I felt like this was the only way of life. I lived around people that you can go to the dice game with, people you grew up with, and shoot you in the back of your head. And when you have that type of mindset, you cannot see nothing else. And that's just the honest God truth. And when you say, was it wrong? It took me 2.5 years, Charity, before I even realized somebody had really lost their life. When that happened, the only thing I did was call and try to get other people knocked off that was trying to tell on me. it hadn't even registered to me that what had happened, because that's how I was living. That's all I saw. That's all the things people around me saw. It wasn't no, oh man, they done such and such. That ain't what we saw. We saw this is how we live. It's dog eat dog world. I kill you and go have sex with your daughter. Leave from having sex with your daughter and go sell dope to your grandmama and watch her smoke the pipe. That's how I lived. So by the time I'm standing in the courtroom and the judge saying you a menace, and in my eyes I'm thinking, Judge, you just don't know. I didn't want this. This ain't who I want to be. I honestly live like that, though. If you listen, when I say I live like that, I live like that. Like seriously, I live that. Yeah. And I ain't making no excuses. I promise you. It took me 2 years. When I started watching TBN, I was sitting in a cell. I was literally trying to get one of my cousins killed. Before I had to say, I was like, man, what am I doing? If I never started watching the gospel, it would have never registered in my spirit that I was wrong. I was sitting there and I was like, hold on. I grew up with this dude. This dude slept in the bed. And then I'm having to think about the dude that's already gone. He had a child on the way. He'll never get to see his child. My daughter just turned 18. It didn't even register to me until 2 years later what I had really done. So by the time that had happened, of course, but it took God. It took for me to start reading the Bible for me to even see that there was a problem. And that's the truth.
I'm gonna say this. I don't care who in your life is talking shit, because honestly, I feel like I'm being more understanding than anybody else with common sense would be, because I simply do not understand. So if you talk shit because I'm trying to understand how the hell he's a free man right now, then that's dumb, because I literally don't get it. Because one, I feel like I really simply do not understand, because it just doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense to me. And I believe everything you're saying. I understand your perspective completely. I understand your mindset. I understand how you're raising things that that happened to you that you didn't ask for. But my thing is, if I'm asking for clarity, there's no reason to talk shit. I don't care. But that's something I've never experienced. I didn't have to live like that. I didn't have to grow up like that. So for me, this is all a new way of thinking.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe they've all done 17 to life and they with the shit. I don't know, but I'm not with the shit, so I don't understand the shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You can appease your followers, but my thing is, if a person's never been in that lifestyle and they're trying to understand, I feel like y'all should just let me understand. But
I promise you, when I'm talking to you, like I've had several of these conversations. Trust me. I travel a lot and get these conversations. I promise you. This ain't nothing new to me. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't I'm not knocking you. I don't feel no type of way. I don't feel like I'm not offended.
Because I genuinely don't like. I will never be able to understand that mindset, because I was never in the streets. I never had to live like that, so I will never understand fully how a person can be in your situation and just be like, "Oh, I didn't know it was wrong," because you know what I'm saying. So it's really like an eye opener for me that someone is able to think like that, or was able to think like that.
I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you two things. When I called, was it the attempted murder case? Before the attempted murder case, I was in Juba one time, and we was in this group home, and this lady pulled a gun out on us that worked in the group home. And after that, they were trying to take my release date from me because they said I was too aggressive. They said I wasn't ready to go home. So I decided to tell them I was in fear of my life in the group home. Make a long story short, once I told them about the gun, they told me that they was going to give me a lie detector test. When they took me to wire me up to the lie detector test, the man told me before he wired me to it, he said, now I've had people who have been declared legally insane. Their emotional EQ is low. they intelligent EQ is high. They were not able to comprehend, like what you saying. They were not able to comprehend that way of life. But he had been in that way of life so long, he couldn't see nothing else. He told me, I've hooked people up to this machine who, when I ask them, when I ask them questions, whether it's, I'm on live right now. I'm on my live.
All right, hit me up there.
All right. So he had people that he hooked up to this machine. And when you hook them up, what you do is you ask them questions that you know that are true. You only say yes or no. Like, is your birthday December 2nd? Yes. Is your mother named Tanya? Yes. Have you such and such? Yes. And then they'll ask you stuff pertaining to the case. So when he started asking this guy pertaining to the case, the lines are the way they can tell you lying is if the lines don't match the stuff that they know is true. When he started asking him questions about the case, he was so emotionally detached, his lines only ran straight. He was not able to comprehend that he had done anything wrong because that's how he saw it. So when he asked him, did you such and such, do you feel bad for such and such, 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 he felt nothing. And so when he told me that, I only relate to that story because at some point I felt that's how I felt. Like I didn't understand. My heart was so callous, my mind was so dark, heart so hard. I could not understand what you saying. Somebody who worked for a living and I chose to go in their house, kidnap them, duct tape them and all that, it did not affect me. I'll go to home and go to sleep like it was normal life. Like maybe somebody went and done it to their neighbors as well and went home and went to sleep just like me, ate a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and was watching Rugrats. Like you couldn't. My cousin, for instance, and I'm only saying this because like I'm trying to get you to, like that's how I saw life. My cousin, it was 4 of us who was involved on this murder case. Two of them chose to turn state witness. As they turn state witness, they making people believe that they sorry and this and that. Guess what? I wasn't gone 2 years. One of the person that turned state witness, he caught another murder. He locked up right now for 20. He got 22 years sentence. His brain, regardless of what, they didn't understand. Oh, we done turned one and such and such, such and such. He didn't. It wasn't registering what we had done. None of us. My trial partner that actually, I wasn't the one who pulled the trigger, but I admit I was just as guilty because I was there. But the guy who pulled the trigger on the case, because I only got convicted of the robbery part. The guy who pulled the trigger, he done 10 years with me. He got out 3 or 4 months before me. Ask me where he at. He in the feds. He locked right back up. It still don't register to him. He don't see no other way. He don't believe no other way. I can't speak for him and say if he have remorse for what we done. But if I had to look at it and see, I would have to say he still don't see it. He don't see it. Only reason I've been home 4 years is because I saw. I saw what I did. Not just the murder, not just the making the girl drink bleach, not just the attempted murder, not just the I didn't have no self-control and slept with all these women, not just that I sold dope, didn't care if people overdose, not that I broke in people's home, tied them up, went in, robbed them, shot them. Not, I saw it. Now I can see what you see and say, how did you do that? I can see that. I understand. And guess what? I ain't never done a drug a day in my life. I ain't never been high. I ain't never been drunk. I don't pop pills. I ain't never smoked. I ain't never even tried weed. I ain't never done cocaine pills. Like, I don't have an explanation for none of this. It's just how I saw it. That's the life I was born into. That's just what was handed to me straight out the womb. But I get it. I get these questions all the time. I promise you. This ain't new to me. You ain't offended me.
I mean, I would hope that I'm not, because it's just something that's not a norm. It's not like a normal way of thinking. It's not a normal way to bring someone up. It's just insane to me that was your life, honestly. Yeah. And I honestly, I don't be feeling bad for people often, but I feel really bad because that's just, to me, that's just insane that you didn't even have room to think
at all.
better for yourself in the moment. You know what I mean? That's what's sad. That's the part I can't.
Right.
Yeah. But
yeah, I can feel it. You know, and then,
I appreciate you like explaining it to me, like, because I honestly like that's so over my.
I man, I love these kind of conversations, man. Like when I travel with my book, I promise you, I get this all the time. This next book is actually more so going into explaining my ways of thinking, the process that I had, so people, because I want them to be able to come into my world and see, you know what I'm saying, from my lens, because a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people haven't experienced that. A lot of people don't know what that's like. A lot of people like I go places and tell this story, and your face, like I see this hundreds of times a month. Like they like how, and then they question B, how are you free, or how are you alive, or how, you know what I'm saying, but. That's why I give all credit, you know what I'm saying? I believe in my Lord and Savior, you know what I'm saying, Yeshua, who we know as Jesus the Christ. Had it not been for him, you know what I'm saying, renewing my mind, because that's what the scriptures say. It say, do not be conformed to this world, but by the renewing of your mind. And when it say be transformed by the renewing of your mind, it means to form ideas. When they taught me and gave me the scripture, I was able to see and break it down and say, I have to form new ideas. And when you ask me about the forgiveness, when you go to the scripture and they say, whoever is in Christ, he a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. I had to receive that on a different level because I needed the old me to die. I needed to become new. And then there's another scripture when he say, when the ways of the Most High, when you please the ways of the Most High, he'll make even your enemies be at peace with you. I needed that to be alive to me because I had done a lot of stuff to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of scriptures that I hang on to that I know, had I not looked into that and started reading that, I would not have been able to shape and come into what I have now. I'd have had no clue. I'd have got out here and probably been worse, because when you're in prison, I mean, you're around people who come to prison to learn and get slicker. And you know what I'm saying? You don't have a choice. I mean, you're surrounded by people who that's how they get out in prison too. So by the time I'd have got out, had I not made the choice to become a better person, man, I'd have been, ain't no telling what I'd have got out here doing. Yeah. Yeah. I need you on my podcast. I got a podcast. We need to have this conversation. I think.
Oh no, I honestly, listen, I'm not, this kind of stuff, I'm not made for this conversation, because I'm a good listener. I listen to understand. When I genuinely, and my followers know this, when I don't understand something, I literally want someone to explain it to me. I will never be able to understand that ever. I can see your perspective. I get it, but like my mind is still like.
I bet. That's why I think you'll be good for the podcast, because you will bring a different kind of questioning to, you know what I'm saying, how I live. You know what I'm saying? And it's people out here who interested in your perspective of it. You know, I like to hear all angles. I don't want everybody to agree with me. I want to hear, you know what I'm saying, the unbiased opinion.
I don't, because like, okay, this is just like people, when people say that there's no like blanket statement of right and wrong when you're coming up. Like, I feel like I was born with the knowledge out the womb, like, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kill. I don't know. I just feel like I just knew that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So.
And like when you just said that, for instance, when I made the girl drink the bleach, right? I was in the car. I had one of my homeboys in the car. When I left out and got back in the car with him, he could see it. Because her blinds was open. He seen what I done. I didn't tell him what I was going to do. When I got in the car, he said, man, did you just do what I think you did? I was 15 years old, Charity, when this happened. I looked him dead in his face and I told him, man, mind your business. Pull off. At 15 years old, that's not a normal response from a kid, period. You know what I'm saying? So when you say, did I have, even if my brain was saying, dang, I did that, like, dang, it wasn't registering like what you saying. It wasn't registering. I had no sense of remorse, like no nothing. Like, it was just like
some evil ass shit.
I
evil.
I
That's
agree.
evil as fuck.
I agree. I promise you, I agree. This girl drunk. I made her drink a whole glass of bleach. She fell on the ground. I stepped over her as she was coughing and walked out the house. I was 15 years old. Literally.
Did you ever get like diagnosed with anything? Like,
Not really because by the time I went to prison, I was already I was on my way to prison. I was trying to play crazy at the time anyway. So they diagnosed probably would have been off because I was already throwing in. I'm hearing voices and I was throwing in all of this crazy stuff to try to get out of the cage. So I don't think I've had nothing solid. Nothing solid, you know what I'm saying, to where I've talked to therapists and stuff like that. I'm a very transparent person. Like, I'm open. That's what helps me grow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed. Like, I can speak on things. Like, I speak from a healed place when I speak. Like, when I'm talking, I'm not saying it from a messy place, a spiteful place. I'm speaking from a place of healing, and I'm trying to pass it on too when I speak. Like, I'm trying to get people to see, you know what I'm saying, if somebody probably done something worse than you or been through worse than you, and I've still been able to reach this wherever I'm at now, so it don't bother me.
I mean, like, do you still feel like detached from things? Like, do you know what I mean?
I'm my first year home, like, I'm touching on a lot of this stuff you just said on my next book. My first year home, I had realized it was a process for me. Like, I didn't beat up on myself. I realized I left when I was 19 years old. So it was like my time had stopped physically, but mentally, but I was physically still here. So I didn't develop, I didn't grow, I didn't have no experience, I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? So I've took my time since I've been home to like, I communicate better, you know what I'm saying, expressing my feelings, because I don't want to feel detached. I don't like social awkwardness. I realize I suffer from a certain level of PTSD, and that's because of how I lived, you know what I'm saying? I can admit, I can see those things, and I find ways to cope with it and become, you know what I'm saying, where I don't stay in that. Like, I want to grow. Like, I want to be better than what I was. So I don't, you know what I'm saying, me talking, that's one thing the therapist told me one time I'll never forget. She told me, she said, just don't quit talking. And with that alone, that's been key for me. I just talk. I'll get it out. You know what I'm saying? But being vulnerable helps me. Yeah, if that makes any sense.
I'm not lying to you. This is like, in my lifetime, like, me walking this earth, this is the wildest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, I'm not, like, it's, honestly, it makes me so sad. I don't know why, it just does. Like, it's the wildest shit I've never heard anything like this. Like, I don't even watch, like, the little murder mysteries that come on, all that. I don't watch shit like that because I get really emotional because I'm just like, how did you get here? So, like, you telling me this, like, as a person I know that's, like, there, it really, like, shook my spirit. Like, I don't know. I'm not used to shit like that. I'm not used to that. I'm not used. So that really, like, that scared me low key. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm just saying, like, that really shook me. Like, I don't know. I've never heard no shit like that. Like, a person doing some crazy shit. Like, I'm talking to them. Like, I'm talking to someone who did this shit. Like, that's really crazy.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. I've been.
And absolutely, I judge. I definitely judge because everyone does. I just happen to say my judgment out loud, but I said my judgment out loud so I can get clarity. Shit, I need to understand what the hell going on. I ain't never heard no shit like this about life. This ain't normal. Y'all act like this some normal ass shit.
So it'll trip you out if I told, you know, by the time I got molested, it was my cousin, you know what I'm saying? I ended up sleeping with some of my cousins and everything growing up. Like, you ain't hear half of the story. You ain't hear half of the story. You only don't hear the little piece.
I can't.
I'm just, hey, I'm telling you, like, and what's so crazy though, like, if I had my homeboys, like, people around me, like, it would shock you that I could have a room full of people with the same story that'll tell you, you know what I'm saying, that my I had a homeboy just a couple of months ago. He had gassed somebody up and they shot and killed his brother right there. He left his brother right there to die. Didn't go to the funeral. Like that's how they live. Like this is how they live. This is how they live. And you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get. I just recently moved to Dallas. Let me tell you something. I just recently moved to Dallas. And since I've been there, I've been able to see. I've been in war zones all my life. Growing up, you know what I'm saying? In and out of juvie, in and out of jail, in and out of prison. I've never had no opportunity in no atmosphere, no environment, no nothing to even have, like you said, a moment to even see or think different. Because I always had to. So when I got there, like the people I'm connected to now, these people are on a way better social level than me, way better mental level than me. You know what I'm saying? I have to tell myself a lot to come down and relax, to not think these people got hidden agendas, or my paranoid level go up, like this is too good to be true, like you too nice, like you want to go and take me out to eat. My brain will tell me how they trying to take you somewhere and kill you. Like I've had to tell myself so many times, because that was how I've had to think my entire life. We was finna go on a robbery one time, Cherry. Me and two of my homeboys. One of my homeboys I had already shot at and almost killed. Another one I had just beat him half to death a couple of weeks before because I found out he was trying to talk to my girlfriend. While we was going to hit this lick, both of them say, no, they don't want to do it. My brain instantly said they finna try to do something to me. While we was walking, I pulled my gun out and cocked it and said, if anybody move back here, I'm gonna shoot it. But that's how I've always been. When I used to go home to my mama's house, because I had robbed so many people and done so many things, I used to pull in my mama's backyard, turn the lights on bright, scan the entire backyard, because I was that dude who would lay in your backyard and wait for you to come home. I would scan the entire backyard with the bright lights on, open the car door, stick the gun out the car, walk with my back to the door until I get in the house, gun out the door until I locked and secured the door. This is 15, 16, 17 years old that I was living like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, it's crazy. But most of the people I know, go ahead.
Do you find it hard if you're like trying to befriend someone or whatever, have any type of like platonic or relationship with someone, that when they hear this story, that like, are they like scared that like at any moment like you could flip shit? Like, even though you're like reformed and turned around and all this stuff, but has anyone ever told you like, bro, like I know this about you now and I don't know like
I had one relationship that I was in, but it wasn't a fear of they felt like they couldn't trust me or didn't want to be around me. I think it was they had become so, they had liked me for the new person I was so much. I think it was more of a fear that if something went wrong and I kind of snapped and went back, they didn't have a fear of being with me. They didn't have a fear of being with me for some reason. And this might sound crazy, but to a lot of women, to the women that I have dealt with since I've been home, which only been like 2 or 3, they've been like extremely proud of me. Especially, I don't know if it's because as a black man or somebody who came out of prison and turned their leaf, they've been extremely proud of my vulnerability and being able to speak my truth, you know what I'm saying, and not hide it and be ashamed, you know what I'm saying. But I've had not to the level where it was like I don't know if I can be with this person, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't have no history of no domestic and none other than all this stuff. I don't have no history of domestic. I don't put my hands on women. And I watch my mama.
I mean, you didn't put your hands, but you made somebody drink bleach. What are you talking
Yeah. But I actually haven't. I've had more women. The women that I have talked to, they've been more on the proud of me level than anything. Honestly, I get most of my support is women, and I credit that to. I credit that to, and I appreciate that, and I credit that to them seeing growth. You know what I'm saying? Men, on the opposite end, it's vice versa a lot. It's almost they despise and become more jealous or envious to see you turn a leaf and do better. Like, you'd rather see me, like my homeboys and people that I know, like they'd rather see me stay down than continue to. And the women on the opposite end, they more so like, man, hey, I know what you've been through. You don't look like you look what you've been through. But I'm gonna keep going. Cause I got my daughter 18 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? To even come home, I don't know how to be no father. I've been the best I could. You know what I'm saying? So to see her bond with me, that helps me too. Like that, like man, hey, I'm grateful, Charity. Listen. I could give you these 4 years of me being home. I've had some things that just done blew my mind compared to what I done been through, man. I'm grateful. All the way around. All the way around. Yo. I've enjoyed your conversation too.
Yes, I feel like I'm gonna have to talk. Listen, I know I'm getting ate up, but I'm gonna have to talk to you in private because it's just I don't know. But anyways, I really do it. I really do appreciate you like really trying to explain to me that shit. I really do, because most people would just be offended, like, why you saying you don't understand, like, what don't you get, like, I'm telling you my life, like, you know, and it's just because I will never be there. I'm not you. I will never experience that myself. But I really do appreciate it. All of my followers appreciate it too. Like, the story is wild as shit. I'm telling you, you're the first person ever in my 29 years of life that I have heard something like this from. It really did shake my spirit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's real.
But I do appreciate you talking to me. We'll talk again, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, if not, you give me a couple months. You see me on Netflix. We working.
Jesus Christ! I'm not gonna. I don't watch. Listen, I do not watch something.
I just hope and pray when you hear it, you're gonna be like, hold on, that's dude I was talking to. Let me check that out.
You know what? Okay.
I'm gonna remember you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna remember you. And I go check that out. I'm on Netflix.
I got you, but thank you. I'm gonna let you finish talking to your followers. But thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Oh yeah, for sure. If y'all ain't got the book, go get the book.
Y'all go get his damn book. Plug the book one more time.
JTB3.org. And my t-shirts is on sale right now for $5. Go get you a t-shirt. I got an ebook, I got a physical copy, and I got the audio version. I'm narrating the book. Go to JTB3.org. I'm dropping the next book tomorrow. You can pre-order it. Check me out. If you ain't following me, hit the follow button. If you ain't following Charity, go follow Charity. Me and Charity, we're going to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all enjoyed this conversation, whether y'all like it. I know y'all did. Y'all enjoyed this conversation.
Okay.
I'll
leave you to it. We'll talk later.
That's what's up, y'all. You take it easy.
All right, bye.
Yo. Hey, look. I gotta run downstairs real quick. When I gotta run downstairs real quick, man. If y'all ain't got the book, go get the book, man. JTB3.org. I'm finna go grab me some ice real quick. I gotta go grab me some ice. Yeah, that listen, that was a piece of work right there. That was a piece of work right there. Hey, Jessica, I'm finna call you real quick. Hey, y'all go get the book, JTB3.org. Let me jump out real quick. I'll be back. Nah, whoa, hold on. What's up, Dip? Hey, hold on. Who is that talking about I'm finna call her? Did you, who? I'm not finna call her. Who finna call her? Who? Hold on. Now, hold up. Now, wait a minute. Now, wait. Hold up. Hold on now. I'm finna call who? I'm not finna call her. Man, y'all got to be, huh? Did you, my wife, she couldn't, huh? Hey, Dip, they asking for you. Hold on. Dip, I can't add him on the live. He ain't got 1,000 followers yet. I would have most definitely put Dip on her. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to give Dip I'm gonna give you my other page. I'm gonna give you my other page, Dip, so we can chop it up. I'm gonna give you my other page, Dip, so we can chop it up. Hey, Dip, see if you can add yourself in. I don't know. He probably laying down anyway. We need to do that. I'm glad somebody said that. Bet that. Hey, if you ain't got the book, go get the book, man. JTB3.org, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta run somewhere. Don't do what, Jeff? I'm